Opening day had a lot of amazing moments and memorable performances. Matt and I are here to recap them all, so lock on in and get ready for today's action-packed episode of Locked On Fantasy Baseball.
You are Locked On Fantasy Baseball, your daily fantasy baseball podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, fantasy baseball fanatics, and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Baseball podcast, brought to you by the Locked On Sports Network, your team every day. As always, we're your number one source for fantasy baseball knowledge, and thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. I'm your host, Dominic Martino, here with my brother and my co-host, Matthew Ane.
Yo, it was good.
You can find us on all social media platforms and podcasting apps. Just search for Locked On Fantasy Baseball, and we'll be there. If you're listening on a platform like Apple or Spotify that allows 5-star ratings and reviews, we'd appreciate if you could drop a little one of each of those for both of us. And if you're watching on YouTube and you already haven't, hit that little subscribe button. It will notify you every time we drop a new episode. And please be sure to like and comment because we love to talk fantasy baseball with you. This episode is brought to you by the Gametime ticket purchasing app, the easiest and least stressful way to buy tickets for all your favorite sports teams, comedians, and musical artists. So download the Gametime app now. Guys, it's finally here. It came and went as fast of a blink and an eye. And as I mentioned, there was a lot of great performances and memorable moments. And Matt and I are here to cover everything opening day for you now. Matt, why don't you start us off with that Yankees Giants game? That was absolutely phenomenal.
Alrighty. So let's just go through the box scores and then we'll start talking about highlights of people that we actually thought had a good game, had a bad game. How about that? So on the Giants side, I'm going to talk about guys that actually stuck out. Michael Conforto had 4 at-bats. He had a hit, and he struck out twice, had an average of 250. Jock Peterson had 3 at-bats. He had a walk and 3 strikeouts, and had absolutely no batting average. Estrada had 4 at-bats. He had 2 hits. He had a strikeout and batted 500. That's just about it. Noteworthy on the hitting side. And the pitching side, though, there was something to talk about. Logan Webb. Logan Webb did give up 6 runs, but he also struck out everybody under the sun with 12 Ks. He had a 6 ERA, but his whip wasn't too bad either. He had a really good game. That sinker looked absolutely unhittable. Logan Webb looks like he's about to turn it on a whole new season and a whole new standpoint, and he could be a K-per-9 guy. I really do like Logan Webb's upside for this season, even though with the bad outing and giving up the runs, I think he's going to be somebody valuable down the stretch. On the Yankee side, DJ LeMahieu had 4 at-bats, had a hit, and 3 strikeouts, had a batting average of 250. Aaron Judge, the king, the judge, the everything, the please all rise, had 4 at-bats, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 ribbies, a home run, 2 strikeouts, batted 500 with a slug of 1.250. Anthony Rizzo got a hit in this game out of 4 at-bats and struck out once. Giancarlo Stanton had a hit and a strikeout, batted 250. And Gleyber Torres, all rise, as the great announcer said today. Like a good Gleyber Torres is here. He had 3 at-bats, 2 runs, a hit, 2 ribbies, a beautiful home run today, a walk, no strikeouts, and batted 333 with an OBP of 500. And then we had Mr. Volpe, his first day, first at-bat, first everything for him today. First appearance, had 2 at-bats, and just walking a strikeout. And that's just about it. And on the pitching side,
also stole a base.
Oh,
our boy Volpe, he stole a nice little bag ski.
Stole a base. There we go. I mean, we're going to see a lot of that this year. And then Garrett Cole. He had an ERA of 0, gave up no runs, gave up 3 hits. He had 11 strikeouts and looked really good today. Typical Cole, but I mean, he is going up against the Giants hitting. So it is what it is. Yankees ended up winning that game 5-0.
Yeah. I'm just going to chime in and give my 2 cents before we move on to the next one. Logan Webb, he did give up those 4 runs and 2 walks, but those 12 strikeouts, I think he was working on that sinker in the offseason because It has so much movement on it. It has that little like whip action where it cuts back in and looks absolutely great. That pitching duel was awesome. I watched the whole game. Garrett Cole was on fire. I believe he had 8 strikeouts in a row at one point after he looked a little shaky against the first batter, giving up that walk. And then, that Yankees lineup did their normal Yankee thing. I'm excited to see what Volpe can do. And, healthy DJ LeMahieu at the top of the lineup looks great. And Aaron Judge, as Michael K said, can we count that as number 63? Leading off his first at-bat of the year with a Bomsky. So let's move on to, the next game here. We're going to talk about, I believe we had the Braves and the Nationals lined up next. Just let me transfer over here if my internet wants to work with me here to the box score. Get everything going on for you over there. And so the Braves wound up winning that game 7-2. Patrick Corbin looked, very Patrick Corbin-ish in his only 3 innings of work. He gave up 2 runs, 7 hits, only had 3 strikeouts. If you own Patrick Corbin, I think you need to get rid of him. And the breakfast burrito, Joey Meneses, went 2 for 5 with an RBI. Dominic Smith, former Met, actually looked pretty good. He had 2 hits in his 3 at-bats. He had a run and a walk. Not really much else stuck out there except Victor Robles had 2 walks and a hit. And then on the other side of things, the first hit of the, season belongs to Ronald Acuna, and so did the first steal. He went 2 for 6. Matt Olson went 2 for 5 with a run. Austin Riley had 3 walks in his at-bat, and no hits today, but he also had an RBI. Ozzie Albies is looking to bounce back with a strong season. He went 2 for 5 with an RBI. Also, the big standout of that game is Travis d'Arnaud. Actually went 4 for 5, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. And, if he's still out there, let me grab his ownership percentage for you real quick. Because if Travis d'Arnaud is still out there in your leagues, that's somebody you might want to go pick up a sneaky catcher ad. So right now on Yahoo, Travis d'Arnaud's only 40% owned. And if he could pick up where he left off last year, that is great. Max Fried, unfortunately, went down with an injury today, so that didn't look too great. He went 3.1 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 strikeouts. We'll keep you updated on that, situation. It's very unfortunate to see Fried go down. Ian Anderson or Bryce Elder is projected to take, his spot in the rotation for now. But that's all I really saw in that game, Matt. Anything on your end there, brother?
Nah, just really unfortunate that Free went down. I mean, there's a lot of pitching injuries this year so far. It's actually ridiculous. Let's move on because we're short for time today with like 85 games to cover. Orioles versus Red Sox. I'm just going to, again, read out who I thought was actually standout. After that, it is what it is. Mullins had 4 at-bats. He had 2 runs, a hit, a ribby, a walk, and struck out at bat 250. Rutschman got a home run today. He had 5 hits. How you doing? A run, 4 ribbies, walked, didn't strike out. Bro, got 5 for 5 today. How you doing? The Bank himself got 2 hits today and struck out twice, batting 233. Mountcastle got a hit and got a ribby. Good for him. Gunner, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a run. Good for him. That's really just about it on that side. Devers, 2 hits, 2 runs, a ribby, a walk, and a K, batting 500. Justin Turner batted 500, 2 runs, 2 hits, a ribby. Yoshida, somebody everybody wants to talk about. 4 at-bats, he had a run, he had 2 hits, a ribby, and batted 500. Tristan Casas had no hits today, only had 2 at-bats, but 2 ribbies, a walk, and a strikeout. And that's really just it. Let's just talk about the pitching. Gibson, unimpressive, had a 7.20 ERA. Terribleness. Kluber only was able to go 3 innings and had a 13 ERA. This game was just an absolute atrocious game. Batista got the save. That's just about it.
Yeah, Matt. Corey Kluber gave up 5 runs, had 4 strikeouts. I think he's a drop at this point. Not much left in the tank with him. Same with Kyle Gibson. Gave up the 4 runs over 5 innings, 6 hits. Only struck out 3. Not big on him either. So, with that game there, that 10-9 finish kind of really speaks about that. Neither of those teams have that much pitching going on. So let's move on to the next game, which was, unfortunate for, all the Corbin Burns owners like myself out there, because it was not a great day for those Milwaukee Brewers.
Bro.
So the Brewers went out there and they actually – what's going on?
You're forgetting something.
Oh, Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry about that, folks. Just bear with me for a second. So, have you ever tried to buy tickets to see your favorite artist or sports team and wound up being stressed out by how much of a hassle it can be? Buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful. That's why you need to check out the Gametime app. Gametime is a fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theaters near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for all the fun you'll have using the Gametime app. Because it's super rewarding with flash deals and last-minute tickets, easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area, images of the seats and the views that you'll get from those seats. They have their lowest price guarantee, event cancellation, and protection. And I mean, there's a reason why it's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Download Gametime today and get your last-minute tickets with their lowest price guarantee. All right, guys, so let's get back into that Brewers and Cubs game over here. Now, like as I mentioned, Corbin Burnes went 5 innings. He gave up 4 runs, only had 3 strikeouts, and he had 3 walks, so, that's kind of unfortunate. But on the other end, Marcus Stroman kind of picking up where he left off last year. I kind of want to grab you that ownership percentage here on Marcus Stroman because, my God, did he look great today. He had 8 strikeouts, and he had 8 strikeouts over 6 innings, 0 earned runs, and 3 walks. And right now, Stroman is available. Oh, he's 62% owned, so he might be out there in some shallower formats. But I think you should go ahead and check because if he is out there, he's looking pretty good so far. So let's go with those those Brewers hitters that really didn't do much today. Yelich went 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Jesse Winker 0 for 4. Willy Adames 1 for 3 with a walk. Rowdy Tellez 0 for 3, William Contreras 1 for 4, and not really much from anybody else on that Brewers team. On the Cubs side of things, Nico Hoerner went 1 for 4. Dansby Swanson kind of just spitting in Matt Nye's face there. He went 3 for 4 today with a run and an RBI. Ian Happ went 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run. Cody Bellinger went 0 for 3. Trey Mancini went 1 for 3. And not really too much going else on there for that Cubs team. So that's pretty much all that went down in that game, guys.
Yep, snooze fest on that game. We'll move on here. Let's talk about the Tigers Rays. This is another, really pitiful game from the Detroit Tigers. Only people to note here is Javier Baez. He had a hit, he had a walk, he had a K, and he batted .333. Riley Green got a hit and got a walk, and he batted .333. Everybody else just absolutely pooped the bed except for Austin Meadows. He went 4 for 3 today and batted .750. Just a heads up, Eduardo Rodriguez
3 for
4. Yeah. He had a 5 ERA, so good job there. Gave up 4 runs. On the Tampa Bay side, let's talk about it. We have Wander Franco had a really good game. 4 at-bats, 2 hits, a run, a ribby, a home run, and batted .500. Great job. Rosarina got a hit and a ribby, batted .250. And that's really just about it, except this dude, Siri, because, that's how I'm going to say his name. He had a decent game. He had a run.
Siri, you got it right.
Yeah. My guy, hey, Siri, how you doing? He got a run, a hit, a ribby, a home run, and 2 strikeouts, batted .333. And who pitched for them is Shane McClanahan. Gave up no runs, of course, because it's, Detroit Tigers. And had 6 strikeouts. So good job there. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, K per 9.
Yeah. Shane O'Mac looked great in his, his debut today. And that's really about it on that one, guys. So we're going to move on to that slugfest that went on with the Phillies and the Texas Rangers. And it was aces wild. And literally, I mean aces wild because Jacob deGrom only was able to go 3.2 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 5 earned runs. He did have 7 strikeouts in those 3.2 innings, though. And Nola matched him. Nola went 3.2 innings as well. He gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, and 4 strikeouts. So it was pretty ugly for the pitching over there. Trey Turner in his debut went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a walk. Kyle Schwarber went 0 for 5. JT Realmuto did his thing. He went 3 for 5 with a run. Nick Castellanos looking to bounce back. He looked pretty good today, went 2 for 5 with 2 runs. Alec Boehm hit himself a little Alec Boehm. He also went 3 for 4, almost went for the cycle. He had 2 runs and 3 RBIs. Alec Boehm, man, he's looking like, after he had that little down season a couple of years ago, he's looking to bounce back. Brandon Marsh went 2 for 4 today. He had an RBI and a run, looked pretty solid there. Keep an eye on Brandon Marsh. He was a pretty highly touted prospect. He came over in the Logan Webb trade. And then on the Texas end too, they were pretty good today as well. Marcus Semien went 2 for 5 with a run. Corey Seager went 1 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 walks. Nate Lowe 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI and a walk. Adolis Garcia, 2 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs. He looks pretty solid. Josh Young, he's not there yet, but somebody definitely to keep an eye on. He went 0 for 3, but he also had a run and a walk. Jonah Heim kind of was the one that broke that game open at the catcher position. He went 2 for 4 today, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. And, Robbie Grossman, he had, 1 for 3. He did have 3 ribbies, though. He did hit a bomb ski. Somebody to keep an eye on as well in those deeper formats. But that's about all that went on in this one, guys.
Yeah, and Castellanos blew it at the end of the game with the last strikeout. Couldn't get it done. Just swung for everything. So good job, Casty. Way to really blow it for the Phillies. All right, let's talk about the Pirates and the Reds game. We're going to talk about the cruise missile. O'Neal Cruz, hit a cruise missile out of the park. Well, not completely, but out over the fences. In 2 at-bats, he had 2 runs, a hit, 2 ribs, a bomb, 2 walks, no strikeouts today, and batted .500. Brian Reynolds had himself an okay game. He had a hit and an RBI and a walk and a strikeout, batted .250. Andrew McCutchen hit 500 today. Carlos Santana did diddly squat, and Key Brian Hayes did diddly squat. And then let's go over to the pitching for that. Mitch Keller gave up like 7.71 ERA. Great job. And let's go over to the Reds. Jonathan India looks like he's going to bounce back, at least so far, with 4 at-bats, 2 runs, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout, batting .500. And Tyler Stevenson got a hit and a K, batted .250. And Mr. Steer, he steered them in the right direction, but still lost the game. He had a run, a hit, a ribby, a home run, 2 walks, no strikeouts, batted .500. And then let's talk about the pitching here, because Hunter Green opened up the show, and Hunter Green poopied in his big boy pants because he only had about 3 innings pitched, because as far as they'd let him go, because he had an 8 ERA. But in that time, this is the part you gotta love about Hunter Green. He had 8 Ks, so great job there. Just, man, stop giving up the runs and you'll be fine. But that's all.
Guys. Hunter Green, he gave up. It was only 3 runs. He did give up 5 hits, though. It wasn't a horrible outing. He threw 83 pitches. His pitch count was getting a little high because of all those strikeouts. I still think there's a lot of upside there with Hunter Green. And also, keep your eyes on Spencer Steer with that good game today. He's only 5% owned, and he's eligible at 1st and 3rd on Yahoo. Definitely, the Reds are doing something with their young prospects. They got some good coaches down there. Spencer Steer is definitely a name that I would keep my eye on if I was you guys. Mitch Keller, I don't know if that's going to work out. Once again, 4 runs, 6 hits. He did have those 8 Ks, but I'm not super high on Mitch Keller. So not somebody that I think you need to hold on to. Let's move on here, though, and next we're going to talk about that Twins-Royals game. And, man, did those Royals disappoint today by putting up 0 runs. It's super disappointing there because, Bobby Witt goes 0 for 2, MJ Melendez goes 0 for 3, Vinny Pasquantino 0 for 3, my boy Framil Reyes 0 for 4, Michael Massey 0 for 4. It was just really a horrible outing there for that Royals team, and Zach Greinke, could have did worse. It was 5.1 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, so he wasn't horrible. But on the other side of things, look at Mr. Pablo Lopez, off to another strong start like he did last year. He pitched 5.1 innings, only gave up 2 hits, no earned, and a big 8 strikeouts game for him with the win. And, our boy Johan Duran gets the save over there, struck out, 1 guy, gave up 1 walk in that last inning. Let's talk about the hitting side of things. Byron Buxton, as long as he's on the field and staying healthy, he's a great, player. He went 2 for 5 with a run. Carlos Correa, 1 for 5. Trevor Larnach, 2 for 4 with, an RBI and a run. Not really too much else to speak about there. Joey Gallo goes 0 for 2. Christian Vasquez goes 2 for 4. So that's pretty much the wrap on that Twins-Royals game.
Oh, yeah. And before we finish up with our last two teams, because we, clearly when we're recording, we are going before the night games. So we have two more games left here to go. But get ready for your baseball season with Locked On MLB Ultimate 6-episode season preview. Our local and national experts give in-depth analysis of every team and division in a way only Locked On can provide. Find all 6 episodes on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you may get your podcasts. Here at Locked On, we're super excited about our new sports betting partner, FanDuel. The tournament is heating up, and there's no better place to get in the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's bonus bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Then you can wager from everything from money line, points scored, and threes drained, and who's going to be cutting down that net at the end of the tournament. Plus, FanDuel even lets you combine bets for a bigger chance at a bigger payout in the same game parlay. So don't miss your chance for your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets when you go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started today. Make every moment more with FanDuel. All right. So let's talk about a game I actually really want to talk about because Mr. Jordan Walker's in it, and we all know how I feel about Mr. Jordan Walker. And the rest of the Cardinals, apparently, because they are just going to be my darlings all season long. If I can ever find the game here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. They're eluding me here. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so, Matt, you got it? There we go.
Yes, sir. Okay. So let's start off on the Cardinals side since I'm not going to bury the lead here. A lot of good fantasy names. So Newbar had himself a game with 4 at-bats, a run, a hit, 2 walks to a strikeout, batted about 250. Goldie, on the other hand, had 4 hits, a run, 2 hits. Ribby, a walk, strikeout, batted 500. Nolan Arenado, 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 3 ribbies, way to go, and batted 400. Wilson Contreras, 4 at-bats, 2 runs, a hit, 2 hits, a strikeout, batted 500. Tyler O'Neill, going to make me eat crow today. We'll see. 4 at-bats, a run, a hit, 2 ribbies, a home run, a walk, and a strikeout, batted 250. Nolan Gorman, how you doing? 3 at-bats, a hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, batted 333. Jordan Walker finally getting a hit since hurting his shoulder, really, with 5 at-bats, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout, going 200. And Tommy Edmonds, always hitting the ball, 5 at-bats, 1 run, 2 hits, I apologize, and a strikeout, batting 400. And for pitching, Miles Michaelis had a 13.5 ERA. Way to go there, bud. And let's go over to the Blue Jay side. George Springer, 6 at-bats, 4 runs, 5 hits, a ribby, a K, batting 833. What a great game. Bo Bichette with 6 at-bats, 2 runs, 4 hits, a ribby, a strikeout, and a 6.67 ERA whip. I'm thinking pitching. Batting average. Vladimir Guerrero, 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 3 ribbies, batting 500. Way to go. Varsho getting 5 at-bats, a run, a hit, 2 ribbies, and 2 strikeouts, batting 200. Kirk, 5 at-bats, a hit, 2 ribbies, strikeout, batting 200. And Merrifield getting a 400, not hitting anything, but that's not surprising. And let's see who pitched for them today. And that would mean Manoah also having a terrible day with a 13.5 ERA. Man, it just seems like all the good aces this year just had a rough start except for Garrett Cole. So it feels good to be a Yankee fan at least.
And Logan Webb.
Logan Webb still gave up the runs. Game.
Yeah, but he's still 12. I'll take the 12 strikeouts though. I'll take the 12 strikeouts.
Facts, but he's known for his low ERA, so it's hopefully that comes back.
Yeah.
All right, Dom.
So Matt, I think you missed my boy here. The guy had the biggest game for those Cardinals. My boy Brendan Donovan. Brendan Donovan, guys, if he's available in any release, he's an absolute must pick up right now. He can play almost every position, and he went 3 for 6 today with 3 runs, 2 RBIs, and a bomb ski. So I'm a huge fan of his. Like Matt said, Miles Michaelis disappointed, 3.1 innings. He gave up 10 hits, 5 earned runs, struck out 6. He's not somebody I'm big on this year. So honestly, I would even sell low if you can. I would take what you can get from right now. I don't think he's going to have the year he did last year. And Manoah kind of, had that bad game. Somebody I was a little bit lower on than consensus. 3.1 innings, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, only struck out 3. He should bounce back, though, at least a little bit. And I did want to point out Matt Chapman went 3 for 5 today in that game with an RBI. So Matt Chapman off to a good start. And also Ryan Helsley blew the game for the Cardinals, caught the blown save, 2 earned runs and a walk. And Jordan Romano actually saves the game for Toronto, two Ks in that inning and no walk, so he looked pretty clean there. But let's move on to our last game that we're recapping here tonight, and that is that Mets-Marlins game. And the Mets and Marlins, the Mets actually pick up their first W of the year. They beat the Marlins 5-3. And it looks like Sandy Alcantara wasn't his usual, sharp self. Sandy pitched 5.2 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts. On the other end, Max Scherzer wasn't in, Max Scherzer form, but he still, picks up the dub. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. Let's head over to the hitting side of things, and Brandon Nimmo goes 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a run, a little walk. Starling Marte does Starling Marte type things. He went 2 for 4 with a run and a walk. Lindor went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Pete Alonso not getting hot yet, 0 for 4. Jeff McNeil goes 2 for 4 though with a ribby. And that's about really, all she wrote on that side of things. And on the Marlins side, Luis Arias goes 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Gene Segura didn't really do anything. Garrett Cooper hit himself a little bomb ski, on his only hit of the game. He had 2 RBIs and a run, though. Not too much other hitting for, the Marlins. Jorge Soler goes 1 for 4, and Jacob Starling goes 1 for 3. Jacob Stallings goes 1 for 3. And that's really about it for that one, guys. David Robertson picks up the save with 2 Ks in his, and he pitched. So, that's about it over there.
Yeah. And some sad news today too about Justin Verlander. Verlander goes down with a unfortunate injury, automatically placed on the IL with a low grade pterysis major strain. I love how they could say low grade but major in the same sentence. So that just does not tell me anything about a time frame. So good luck projecting when he's going to be back. If I hear major, I'm scared, but at the same time I hear low grade, I'm confused.
Yeah, what I saw, Matt, is that it's somewhere in the armpit, like around the scapula muscle, and they said they're going to let him keep throwing, which is a pretty solid sign, and we'll see where it goes. I think he's being reevaluated in a week. And also, one thing we did forget to point out in that Cardinals game, Wilson Contreras was hit on the knee by a pitch from his own pitcher while he was catching, and he walked off the field. He walked off the field limping. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. I really haven't seen any updates on that one either. So, those are some little quick injury updates for you guys. But, Matt, anything else you want to chime in here before I wrap things up?
Yep. One thing, just back on that Verlander thing, this is the exact thing that Tristan McKenzie is hurt with as well, and they're giving him 2 months off. Let's just hope there's no setbacks where he can be. Yeah, it is. I just looked at it. So it's that it's something involving the under armpit of the tricep, like you said, that can affect the shoulder rotation. So it is not a great injury, but being that the fact they're going to still let him throw where they shut down McKenzie is more encouraging. We shall see as we get more updates. It only happened a couple hours ago. Yeah. Sorry to end on a low note, I guess, but we will be back next week, thank God, with some hopefully good news after the weekend. Dom, why don't you wrap us up?
Yeah, guys, so that is all for today. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review, and check out our website if you already had it. Our website has a lot of great information about us, access to all of our episodes, and Matt and I will be putting up some articles, including waiver wire ads, streaming pictures, and all that fun stuff like that. So look out for that on our website. And, thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. And why don't you go make Locked On MLB your second listen each and every day? They got a lot of great stuff going on with, the MLB season getting started here. You keep up with all the news and stuff that's going on with the MLB. And, guys, look out for a new episode on Monday where Matt and I will be doing waiver wire ads and a weekend recap. But, guys, until then,
Peace.
see you.